Hello Libra, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your love and life reading for the second half of November from the 16th all the way through the 30th. Please take from it what makes sense for you and release the rest. So let's go ahead and begin taking a look at what are their energies at this time, whoever it is that you're focused on for this reading. I'm going to be using these decks here, the Golden Dahlia and the Grand Amore, both by La Belle Anima 13. Then I'm going to pull from my Shadows and Secrets deck here. All right, so let's start with the Golden Dahlia and take a look at their energies at this point in time. The person that you are thinking about, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, please. What do we need to know for this love and life reading? Okay. Look at this. They're wanting union here. Look at the next card. We've got waiting. Okay, so someone's waiting for union with you, Libra. Let me grab one more card. Inner voice. Okay. That could definitely be picking up off of the High Priestess type energy. So maybe my Divine Feminines, this is something that you're picking up off of. Okay, maybe you are waiting for union with your masculine. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify these messages with tarot. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Tabby Tarot Teacher deck. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Libra for this love and life reading. So we do have the Knight of Swords, but it's coming up in the reverse. All right, so you could have been dealing with a masculine here who can come off a bit rude sometimes, tactless, but this could also be someone who has no sense of direction in their life, someone who's burnt out because union hasn't been happening maybe. For my cross watchers, I feel some of you could be dealing with a masculine who represents the Libra. If you happen to be a cross watcher and you're watching for someone who is a Libra, specifically I'm feeling divine masculine. And then we have the Page of Swords here. So Page of Swords represents curiosity and restlessness when it comes to this person. They want to reach out. I do feel that for this masculine divine feminine. And there's this need for you to just trust that maybe there's, silence can be golden sometimes. If you're not hearing from your masculine specifically, divine feminine, there could actually be a blessing somewhere in there. It's a blessing in disguise. We do have the Hangman coming through, picking up off of Pisces. And then we have Virgo coming through with the Hermit. So it could be somebody needs to be able to spend time on their own right now. Someone's soul searching, self-reflecting. That's a part of the energy of the Hermit. I'm really feeling it more so for the feminines who might be in hermit mode. But, that could be both of you guys. There was this need to detach. There was this need to go your separate ways. I feel it wasn't easy for you guys to go your separate ways, but it needed to be done in order for change to happen. And so there's this need to wait, perhaps, because that journey isn't complete. It's not the right time for a union. I'm feeling for both the masculine and the feminine. For those of you, of course, who are able to resonate with this, you would both be open to the possibility of this union or a reunion. But first, whatever issues might have contributed to a breakup, a separation, challenges, obstacles, whatever they might be, that needs to be worked through, that needs to be talked about, that needs to be dealt with. Otherwise, you might get into a situation where it's short-lived because the red flags were ignored, So let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper here when it comes to this scenario. So I wanted to grab a couple cards from my Shadows and Secrets deck. This is taking a look at some of the challenges, the obstacles of what you guys might have dealt with in the partnership. And taking a look really at what would they do differently if they could, depending on whatever these challenges are that present itself here. Angels and Spirit Guides for Libra for this Love and Life reading. Second half of November. All right, let's grab a couple challenges here. For the collective. What would they do differently if they could? Nose job. Conceited. Thinks they are better than everyone else. Arrogant. Self-centered. Overly opinionated. Nose up in the air attitude. Okay. So remember, with the Knight of Swords that came up in the reverse, this is somebody who's tactless. They can be rude. That could be this person. It could be that person right there. They have their nose up in the air, you know, that type of attitude. Overly opinionated, as it says. Let's grab another challenge here. So what would they do differently is, you know, to be the type of person that wasn't embodying these types of qualities. Someone who was more approachable, somebody who wasn't a bully, somebody who actually allowed you to speak your mind and was able to accept your opinions. And, you know, they didn't always have to have the last word in a conversation. And then we have the dog coming in. Loves to throw their weight around, often barking orders, but their bark is worse than their bite. Okay. Confrontational personality, licks their wounds when they feel defeated. I have a feeling here, guys, that if you were dealing with this person, someone who was like this, I'm getting to, for some of you, this could even be more than one person who's coming through in this way. People that you dealt with who were rude, who threw their weight around. This could even be your personal life, your romantic life, your work life being melded into one, where you were just one person dealing with all sorts of drama from people that were coming towards you. Because I don't think it's just your romantic connections that's presenting itself in this way. Could be people at your job. It could be somebody that you ran into that was treating you this way. It could be somebody that you considered your friend who turned their nose up on the friendship. But I'm getting for some of you that once you reached your boiling point, Libra, you had enough of that nonsense and you let them have it. You know, so the tables might have turned here and you turned into this, just that type of energy with this dog. It's like, you know what? It's your turn to sit down and listen to me. Because as it says here, they are licking their wounds when they feel defeated. So you might have empowered yourself and stood up for yourself. All right, so let's grab a couple cards from Grande Amore here. It's the Great Love Oracle. So what would they do differently is treat you better. Is to not push their weight around. Is to respect you. We have surrender, letting go, releasing to the divine. I can't help but feel that for you, Libra, that you did surrender, you did let go, because there was just certain parts of this relationship that just wasn't working for you. I'm just getting that for some of you guys. I'm also getting for the collective that the person that you are thinking of or dealt with in the past, especially after you detached and after you let go, they had no other course of action but to lick their wounds, as it says, to kind of just accept the consequences of their actions. Let me grab one more card here. And perhaps by surrendering, Libra, you were able to move in a different direction where you could find the right kind of love for you if it wasn't this person. We have muse. You inspire me. Body, mind, and soul. Driving force. So here's the thing. I feel possibly when it comes to this person who didn't treat you right before, even through the history that you guys have shared with each other, you are still coming through as somebody who inspires them to do better, to be better. You represent this driving force in their life, especially if you guys are at a distance from one another. So they're not going to turn their nose up to you. They're not going to be confrontational. They're not going to be a bully. I feel by surrendering themselves to their old ways, perhaps they've worked on themselves. Perhaps they are a better version of themselves, having worked on their issues. We'll see. Okay, so let me go ahead and grab some tarot. I'm going to pull from my Illuminated Star Tarot. This is volume 1. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Libra for this love and life reading. Second half of November. Yeah, they disrespected you, which is more than likely why you detached. And so now you're actually coming through as somebody that they have a lot of respect for. You inspire them to be a better person, and through that inspiration, perhaps, they might just surprise you if they were to contact you and want to reconnect. Not necessarily for a reconciliation if you're no longer interested in that, but I have a feeling you'll be quite surprised with how this person comes back into your life. Three of Cups. Okay, so that could sometimes be an indication of a third-party situation. Take it if it's your story. But this is also talking about happier times ahead, because this can indicate a celebration of some kind. You know, we are heading into the holiday season, so, you know, this can also represent a very positive outcome in your love life as well as just life in general. This can indicate a new love or a new beginning for you, Libra. So if you're done with somebody mistreating you in this way and you just kind of gave up on that, you surrendered it to the universe, there are happier times ahead for you. And look at this. I'm not surprised to see that Ten of Swords, because this type of energy with somebody, it's definitely going to fall apart. It doesn't have what it takes to sustain a relationship. So either they switch it up and change and come towards you as a better person, which I am picking up off of that vibe for some of you, or you're just going to let it go and it ended for a reason and you're just ready for new love. Divine Feminine, you're coming in as the High Priestess. So I feel it's very important for you to follow your heart, to trust your inner voice, that intuition that you have within yourself when it comes to your partnerships. Trust that the universe is directing you where you're meant to go. And where you're meant to go is right here. Look at this beautiful energy, the Ten of Cups, as well as the Ace of Pentacles. So you have a new beginning here. Either, again, that new beginning could be a new beginning in love or a new beginning for you and someone from your past where you guys had a really painful ending to that partnership. So if your heart is open to at least giving them the opportunity to make amends, to ask for forgiveness, to apologize, you might find that they're just a very different person from the one that ended up hurting you. But you're meant to find happiness with somebody here in your romantic life. Ten of Cups. It's a beautiful card. It's a dream that can manifest for you in your love life. As you can see, love, marriage, family, it's all tied into that energy. Happily ever after. It's a beautiful energy. And then you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is manifestation in your life. Part of that manifestation might have something to do with your finances. That could be looking up if you've been struggling in that area, because this is about prosperity as well. But when it comes to your partnerships, it's about a solid offer from somebody that really wants to invest in your life, in the relationship, because it could involve long-term commitment, having a family together, getting married someday. It's all tied into that. So it really depends on how this is playing out in your life, Libra, whether you're allowing one cycle to phase out with a situation that really did not work for you, and you're just ready and willing to open up a new chapter, new love that could lead you here, or this person from your past who hurt you, there's healing that's happened, and hopefully forgiveness for you guys to create progress and to get here also. So the possibilities certainly are here. Okay, the Page of Cups also representing a happy surprise, some sort of message that's coming your way. It's a love message, but again, either a new love or someone from your past will be reaching out here. Could be a twin flame connection, and this Four of Wands can be an indication of a reunion and a much stronger foundation that you guys can stand on for this partnership. Could be marriage or simply long-term commitment here, but the Four of Wands, I love it. You know, it's our 1111 card in tarot. So if you happen to see that time, that number, your angel guides definitely wanting to grab your attention when it comes to your romantic partnership here. The Four of Wands is an indication of harmony, a happy life, a happy home life, and certainly a happy marriage. That is where you are being directed towards, Libra. It looks really good. So even though there have been some rocky points in your life, certainly your love life, this seems to be the ultimate destination of where you're going to land. Okay, so that looks really good. All right, so if you're interested in watching part 2 of this reading, Libra, we're going to be taking a look at what are their deepest secrets about you. We're going to take a look at their hidden fantasies, certainly when it comes to the sexual chemistry. We'll grab some dialogue messages on behalf of the masculine and the feminine, and grab some angel numbers as well to wrap up that part 2 of the reading. All right, guys, so I'd love to see you over on the Patreon side. If you'd like to be a patron, that info is down below. And if you're interested in your own personal private reading, that as well is information you can find down below in the description box. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.